Hello everybody and welcome to our very final day of group stages. My name is Intero, this is Kickstart, and we're going to get things started off with the thrilling conclusion to Group B. Every match today is going to be an elimination match, and inversely, every single match is also going to be a match with playoffs on the line. The victors of these 4 matches will go to the main stage on Friday. The losers, well, they go home. This is do or die through every single match that we're going to see today.
Now, it's going to be a sad day for a lot of teams, but also a really exciting one for everybody else. It's half and half, and we'll find out which half is which moving forward through the day.
Now we have the brackets for you for the entire event, starting with Group A. Team Empire skated their way to the playoffs yesterday over MIBR. A 2-0 victory pushed MIBR down into the decider match that will be happening today against TSM, who prevailed over Norengo 2-0. In Group B, the group that we are currently looking at, well, you've got Team Secret and Rogue in a rematch. We'll bring that up for you in just a second. That's G2's group, and they skated through yesterday as well. We'll keep with the same theme as they won 2-0 over Cyclops, then 2-0 over Team Secret. In fact, every single match yesterday was a 2-0 victory. A pretty quick day for the fans and the people here. Rogue and Secret is going to be our first match of the day. It'll be a rematch, and the only rematch that we've seen from the group stages.
It'll be an exciting one. Then Group C, as you can see, will boil down to Evil Geniuses versus the Vodafone Giants. A really, really anticipated match for a lot of people. Space Station Gaming upsetted a lot of people at the same time by, well, cruising through their group stage with a 2-0 over the Vodafone Giants, and then another one over Evil Geniuses, which just caught a lot of people off guard. That was Group C, though, and we have one final group. It's Group D, where we'll have, in the decider match, Dark Zero Esports versus FaZe Clan. Also a really anticipated match for the day.
That one's got to be up there for one of the most anticipated matches of the day. For me, EG versus the Vodafone Giants. These teams battled in the last major in the group stages, if you remember correctly, when Vodafone Giants were known as the Lestream. They did so with a bit of a disappointing result for the Giants in Montreal about 6 months ago, give or take. EG, the team that has consistently been one of the best in North America, one of the best in the world. They just finished second at Milan. They are at risk of not escaping the groups alive. They could be knocked out. And in fact, a lot of North American teams are competing today. 4. Every single matchup today will have a North American team. So for the locals here, and those of you watching at home on the same continent that we're currently on, every match is, of course, something that you'll probably be watching with keen interest. Here's a schedule for you today, just in case you're wondering. As I said, there's going to be an NA team in every single matchup, and here's what we're looking at.
So, to start things off, Rogue versus Team Secret, the match that you and I will be casting, Parker. Then Vodafone Giants versus Evil Geniuses, the second of the day. Dark Zero Esports versus FaZe Clan, and then MIBR versus TSM. And again, half of these teams will move forward into the playoffs. Half of them will go home unhappy.
We'll be wrapping it up with the battle of the acronyms between MIBR and TSM.
That's true.
That one will be an interesting one to watch because MIBR and TSM have both had their own share of struggles, but TSM have looked really good in a best-of-3 setting. In fact, out of all those matchups, there are a lot of people online and a lot of people spread out all over social media who predict that the one North American team that has the best chance of making it past the actual groups, other than Space Station, is TSM because they're facing MIBR. Regardless, there's a likelihood here that 0 North American teams could end up winning today, which would mean that Space Station would be the lone team left. That's pretty tough when you think about it.
It's a statistical improbability, but at the same time, it's certainly possible that no North American teams could make it forward. Both North America and Europe have strong representation in this tournament, and you know, in particular with Europe, you've got Russia coming in with some insane talent in both Force and Empire, and people expect that of Empire, right? But then you add Force on top of that, and it's just it's crazy to think. I mean, where were these guys not, you know, a half year ago?
They were duking it out in the frozen tundras of Mother Russia, just as we, as Canadians, well, myself, happened to also battle it out in the frozen tundras in Canada in the north.
Yes.
Another note today.
Fight over that syrup.
Is that another note today? There are no APAC teams left. None of them made it out of the groups yesterday, so all 3 APAC teams have been sent home early. The 3 APAC teams plus Ninjas in Pajamas are the joint last place finishers. They go out 0-2. Latin America, on the other hand, they lost NIP, and they're at danger of losing both FaZe Clan and MIBR, depending on what happens today. So if you're a fan of either of those teams, support your fellow countrymen, you hope that at least one of them, if not both of them, end up victorious.
Yeah, MIBR in particular, they haven't made it out of a group stage of a major yet. They've attended a few. This is their third, if you count invitationals, of course. They also have not won a match at a season final either, which they also attend quite a few of. So MIBR, I think a lot riding on this one for them. They've come so close yet been so far for so many different events. This is the one that they're hoping to, get the win on.
They're going up against a team that on paper has been one of the worst in North America, 7th place coming into this event as TSM, but they've looked like a completely different beast when it comes to not just on land play, but also on best of 3 play, and it's going to be interesting to watch. But we have the rosters for you, so let's get into this actual matchup. We'll start with Rogue. You know them. They're Team USA, and they're wearing jerseys to match with the Star-Spangled look, and they're going to need a Star-Spangled game. Easily, Slash, Shuttle, Vertical, and Eclipse will be the first North American squad to possibly join Space Station, but we'll see. They've played pretty well so far. They deftly handled Cyclops yesterday. They barely broke a sweat doing so, and they came close to toppling Secret. These two teams have a lot of history with one another, and we're going to see yet another match between them. This will be the 4th match between Secret and Rogue in about a year's worth of time.
Yeah, Rogue managed to qualify for this event through the Valencia Minor, and, well, they did have a pretty amazing showing there, if we're being honest. They beat out LFO, now known as the Vodafone Giants, in the finals there, and that, I think, shocked a lot of people. And they've looked up and down. Rogue are one of those teams that have those amazing moments that just blow your mind away, and you're just thinking to yourself, where's this Rogue been the whole time? And then they're also the type of team with some amazingly disappointing moments, where they just don't show up the way you expect them to. So today is going to be, I think, a lot of expectation, a lot of eyes looking towards Rogue, wondering, are they going to be here today? Are they going to show us their best? Or is it just going to be another one of those moments where they're just not as present as their opponents?
They have highs and lows, I think, is a good way of looking at it. They were Team USA, they won USN, they don't make it out of groups at the 6th Invitational. Now they've won DreamHack Valencia, they might not make it out of groups here in Raleigh, but they have to get past their opponents if they want to do so. And their opponents, also some highs and lows, Team Secret. They got relegated, knocked out of Pro League. They made a roster change, picked up Farrell. The team has had a new look, and they've looked quite good with that look.
Yeah.
Come in, they win Allied Esports, the Vegas Minor as we refer to it as, and after the Dance in the Desert, they booked their ticket here to Raleigh. They didn't have the best results against G2. They lost 0-2 yesterday, but a lot of teams do. So it's not necessarily indicative of poor performance from Secret when you go up against one of the best teams in the world. They're also going to need a strong game today. They finished 4th at the Paris Major. They did not qualify for the 6th Invitational, and now they have an opportunity to make it out of groups and possibly ascend somewhere up in the playoffs. 8th, 4th, who knows how deep Secret can go.
Team Secret have had, just like Rogue, mixed results in recent history, and that's what makes this match so ponderous. Is what we're all just kind of unsure who's going to be able to take the cake on this one. And that's despite the fact that this is a rematch. You only have to look back a little ways in this tournament where Rogue lost to Team Secret in the group stages. It was a 2-1, yes, but they did lose. We're going to get into the map ban phase here right now, and before we do, I just want to say it was Clubhouse Bank Coastline in the match where these teams played against each other prior in this tournament, and we'll see what we end up getting now.
Well, Villa and Kafe knocked out, so each team gets to pick one map. With the best of 3 series, for those that are unfamiliar, a team bans a map, the other team bans the map. The first team picks a map, and it'll be Bank.
Okay.
Rogue picking it, so we'll see that one again. Coastline. So Coastline was the decider last time.
Yeah.
Clubhouse was the one map that was actually picked, and I believe it was picked by Secret, if memory serves me correctly.
It's still in there. It could be Clubhouse again. We could have... Oh, yeah. We're going to
play the 3 same maps, just in different order.
Yeah, okay. So this is what we have now. Bank, Coastline, Clubhouse. Just to recap, though, it was, again, Clubhouse, Bank, Coastline in that order. The last time these teams met, not just a day prior. Rogue lost again, 2-1 to Secret. It was Clubhouse that Secret managed to win, Bank that Rogue won, and then Coastline that Secret won in the decider. So the same maps, in a sense, I suppose, should favor Secret, but again, the inconsistency really plays forward with both of these teams, and I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same way that we saw it last time. But that's interesting that we get to see the same 3 maps. Well, at least 2 of them.
They've actually played these maps before as well. I remember them squaring off in the Paris Major. Both these teams ended up in the same group. I believe it was Group D at the time, alongside FaZe and, was it Orglis? The old Orglis that would then become Mocket, then became Na'Vi, and then became relegated. But it was Secret and Rogue playing against each other then. And I know for a fact when they played, they ended up playing on Coastline. Clubhouse was the decider and Villa was the first map. And of course, Villa gets banned out this time, so things change. But Coastline was a hell of a show between these 2 teams.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to see it in map number 2.
And that
was not going to be the decider.
That was the only match that Rogue managed to beat against Secret. These teams have met 3 times now. And this will be the 4th that you're seeing right now. Currently, Secret is up 2-1 because they won the match that these teams played against each other earlier in Raleigh's groups. So right now, just a small edge in terms of past for Team Secret.
These teams met at the old DreamHack Valencia.
Yeah.
En route to
First
Secret winning when they were known as I Don't Know, or IDK. That was shortly after their split when they were known as Snookin' Knows. They ended up winning that DreamHack Valencia, and then Rogue won the most recent DreamHack Valencia. So I guess you could say there's an awful lot of story between these teams. They're not adversaries and they're not rivals, though. They're very friendly with one another. There is no bad blood. So from that perspective, there's not a real deep-seated hatred of each other that we can exploit as a narrative, so to speak. You seem quite confident in Secret, though, so you give them the community vote 55 to 45%, which, given the way that these teams have played before, isn't bad at face value. But I imagine that you're going to have Rogue coming in here being extremely hungry. They're going to look to show off and possibly silence all of their doubters. For Secret, they're coming in after what could have been a 2-0 over Rogue on Monday until Rogue's resurgence on Bank, a very impressive comeback that took overtime to then push us to map number 3. But yesterday it was a pummeling at the hands of G2, and Secret did not look as good, even though they were fine the day before. They played Coastline as well against G2. Of course, G2 ended up being successful. So if you are Ranger, the coach of Rogue, you got some VODs to review when it comes to looking over these maps. Clubhouse, Bank, and Coastline being the maps that we're going to see today. Well, in Rogue's matchup against Cyclops yesterday, they played Bank and they played Clubhouse. So you've got more footage if you're Helby. You see a pattern here. You see the pattern of what maps these teams like to play. Well, with that said, let's get underway with map number 1. We'll load into Bank, and Rogue and Team Secret will do battle as our very first matchup of the day gets off the ground. It'll be Secret starting on defense, and we'll go through the operator bans first and foremost.
Capital gone at the hands of Team Secret as they are starting on defense. It'll be a response from Rogue, and they will eliminate Hibana. We've talked about this time and time again. Hibana is Rogue's ban on Bank. It's very predictable, for being honest. It is consistent with them. Not every time, sure, but typically Rogue doesn't like to get rid of one hard reacher or another on Bank, and it's usually the Hibana. Echo as well, gone at the hands of Rogue, and Mira will be the final ban. So the defender bans, well, actually all of these bans, about as predictable as it gets. Capital.
Seems familiar.
Thank you, Slash. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
These are the same bans, I believe, from the first time these teams played Bank. Let me double check that. Yep, identical. Fun stuff. Oh yeah, Farrell did have a really good... Farrell dropped 38 kills across those 3 maps. He had a really good day. But then I was actually talking to him. He had a really bad day, or a really bad match on the next one. So Farrell dropping 38 against Rogue. But then when they went up against G2, I think he dropped 4, maybe, in those 2 maps. I was like, yeah, no, hey, it balances out, man. It balances out. That's how that works.
So we're going to be starting on the bottom floor. Nothing abnormal. There's a Cav on the board. I guess you could look at and think that that's kind of abnormal, but in all reality, Bank is a big map. Cav does quite well here. Farrell's got great aim. And if you think that Rogue isn't the most precise with their drone work, well, you can exploit that. You can exploit that quite well. Pinpoint their weaknesses and then just push on them.
These teams have a lot of recent experience playing against each other on not just playing against each other, but also on this map, of course, as we've talked about. So
5 seconds remaining.
there's going to be a lot of very targeted play, you can imagine, and that's why you see, for example, the Jackal being brought. Of course, Cav does hide the footprints. Looks like it might be... Actually, it might be a straight rush into server. Well, not a rush. Very cautious push into server, but a heavy investment in terms of manpower. Leon's going to be there to try and slow this down. Feral hiding by ATMs. Leon finds one, but can't land the shots. Going to do a little bit of damage onto the intel from the attack and get aggressive by the desk. C4 is already destroyed. He preemptively threw it to try and cover his rotation, but he's going to continue to hold on to server. Doing a lot of work, again, in terms of information denial. This is very dangerous the way he's playing this, though. It could work out well or poorly, and Vertical is going to make sure it is the latter.
That's tough if you're Leon. Vertical, such a good shot. They're both great shots. Leon, a little bit of shakiness that we witnessed when he shot the drone.
Yeah.
But other than that, he can still land the shots you need. The MPX isn't particularly a high damage gun, and Vertical is very close to death after that altercation.
Still early. Sometimes it takes individual players a little bit of time to get really into the groove.
And the problem here is that Feral's playing deep up front. I think he was over by ATMs,
yes,
if it looked like it, which means that his return to the site is going to be challenging, and he's detected this is not good. He knows he's got somebody inside a garage, and he might be able to capitalize on it. Oh, he gets the down, and are we about to see it? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, interrogation! Feral will get him. Goodbye, Slash, all alone in the garage. And the remaining members of Rogue are going to need to try to get out of dodge. Bonker's very aggressive on Shuttle. He'll throw one grenade, and he can't finish him off quite yet. He knows he's got the down, and there we go. As it's a Pokeball kill onto Eclipse, as you call it. And the man who got the very first kill, Vertical, is going to be the only one left up. He spies a body inside a red. It's a Lems, and he gets the down on him. Fonkers is really low, too. So Feral will have to do something in this essential 1v1 heads-up fight. You still got Fonkers alive, though. So somewhere the alibi is playing above. Feral peeks around the corner. He's got the shotgun out, and that should be a very easy finish. With an interrogation to boot, and Secret will take round number 1.
That's a tilter. The interrogation salvaged the round. It seemed like Rogue were in the driver's seat. They had 2 kills up, a 5 versus 3, and then interrogation. Well, it's a round winner when you get it. It's just so rare to see. That is, though, a really well-calculated interrogation by Team Secret. It wasn't random. It wasn't out of nowhere. It wasn't just, you know, in something absolutely insane. The reason that that interrogation was allowed to happen is because Secret read that they would push, and by they I mean Rogue, would push one player into garage alone. And that's not a hard read. That's a predictable play. A lot of teams will do that. A lot of teams will be like, yeah, if we can get the flank in garage, fantastic. If not, we're only investing one player. Not a big deal. But because Secret was aware that that was going to happen, they baited it successfully. Yes, Slash got a kill in garage, but they were aware it was going to happen. They flanked with the Cav, and it turned into a round victory. So that was a really well-calculated purchase of a round by Team Secret. And something else that's crazy that's happening right now, besides the Cav, Cav play, is we're playing an open area, which doesn't happen often, if at all.
Saw it yesterday in the FaZe Fnatic matchup, actually, where FaZe ended up winning on was an open area.
It's rare.
Both of these teams like open area. In fact, Rogue played it quite a bit for a period of time. I think it's Season 7 or Season 8. But that was back before operator bans, if I remember correctly, and then involved the Castle and Mirror strategy, where you opened up all of the staff area, etc. Wow. This is a nice angle, and one that I'm sure we'll see quite a few times. It's just perfectly head level for a vault in. So if somebody does decide to suicide dive through the window, well, suicide is going to be the name of the game there. As long as Meepy is able to land the shots required, then there's no chance for Rogue, as you're not expecting somebody to be there. The problem is that the shotgun that Kaid uses can be a little bit inconsistent. And because of that, if he misses the first shot or two, that position is effectively gone, and you have to fall back. You've lost control of Printer inside of open area. So this is something to keep in mind of if you're going to use that yourselves.
Rogue is going to draw out the smoke inside of Paper. That's Feral. He spots the drone, so he knows his position is compromised, and he'll get it. The most important thing, though, is that Rogue are aware of where Feral is playing. It's going to be very dangerous for Feral. gonna have to play it right. He is an SAS operator, and that's a long angle being used by Alems, but it's gonna work out in his favor as Vertical challenges and loses. Vertical, I believe, preferring to use the reflex on that weapon, C7E, and that's going to be disadvantage in this case. Some missed shots by Slash there, repelling over ATMs, and that's a missed opportunity as well, as Alems is going to go away from that unscathed.
You're putting the smokes in Vertical's hands, and of course, when he entries the way he does, it's a very aggressive style where your utility is gone if he perishes early. In this case, the next most utility-laden operator that you're going to have is going to be Eclipse. And you've got Shuttle as well with his utility, which I guess is just to kill everybody, and he's going to do that quite effectively. He takes down Alems, the Maestro, who was upstairs, who's raining terror over tops of Rogue. Well, now he's gone. Say goodbye to Shuttle as well, though. Fonker's a beautiful read, and a call likely coming out from a teammate, as there's a Valkyrie on the board. Could have been the assistance of an Evil Eye or a Black Eye Cam, and the IQ is gone. Funny how IQ's job could be to find that C4, and, well, you found it all right, just not in the way that you had anticipated.
There's 40 seconds here for Rogue. This is enough time to use their top floor advantage, but it doesn't seem like Rogue are capable of doing that right now. Right this second, they appear to just be looking for some amount of control towards the site. Easily is worried about an Archives flank while he wants to push into Kitchen, and rightfully so. There is a player inside of Archives. Slash is going to take down Leon from above, so there we go. Even man count, but still HP advantage in favor of Team Secret. The big thing here is that there's only 15 seconds left, and while Fonkers has eaten a lot of damage inside Archives, he persists and continues to deny the push in through the skylight. This is not good for Rogue. Harold holding an easy angle with the shotgun, and the round's over. Even though, yeah, it's actually going to be a cleanup there. The kills do roll out in the end, but it's a loss to time ultimately, really, for Rogue.
It's a nice shot there overall as well with the SMG-11. This bank map is going to be a must-win for Rogue. If you look at the scoreline from Monday, the Clubhouse and Coastline maps were not particularly close for Rogue. And a little bit extra experience going in with Secret's matchup against G2 yesterday on Coastline as well, even though Secret didn't fare as well as I think they would have liked to have. You look at the Clubhouse and Coastline maps, and you got to imagine that Secret is probably going to take those just based upon past performance and their strength on those maps themselves, though Coastline is not a bad map for Rogue. And if they come out, you know, guns a-blazing, I think that that one could be a different result. And it's the second map. But if Rogue loses bank, I fear that we end up with a 2-0. It's not a must-win in the sense that they will be eliminated, but it's a must-win in the sense that this is Rogue's best map, I would say, of these three maps. And with the way that Rogue has been playing recently, if they can't wrestle a victory on bank away from Team Secret, then they're going to be in trouble.
The way it's looking right now is Secret were very well prepared for this map. Everything that Secret has done has been very specifically engineered, it seems. The strategies are well thought out, the positioning well thought out. Doesn't seem like Rogue have much of a response.
It's an interesting way to spell Raleigh.
Where? I didn't... Oh,
in
with two E's.
In tournament groups where there's a rematch.
Really?
The team that lost comes back to win. Which basically means that, well, Rogue has an advantage here. This is our only rematch of the entire event. I feel like when we had the Paris Major and when we had the 6 Invitational, there were an awful lot more rematches. Today, we're going to see 3 matches with teams that are going to be matching up for the first time in this event. Like I said at the onset, Rogue and Team Secret are the only rematch of the day. That's it. And of course, it's got to be them. These teams have played so much. They're from different regions, yet they've played 4 times in a year. And yeah, one was under IDK's banner, one was under Secret's banner, or all 3 were under Secret's banner. But it's crazy to think the history that these 2 teams have, given the fact that they are so geographically separated.
Yeah, I mean, just at a glance, you're absolutely right. There are usually a lot more rematches in the group stages of majors, and it was surprising to see only 1. And, well, after today, the group stages will be done. We know what the matches today are, so, yeah, it's not going to happen, that's for sure.
Oh, no.
An impact kill under Shuttle, maybe a down first, or something along those lines. It's going to be through the floor. What happened to damage Shuttle is what I'm really curious about. Did he peek, maybe, from the skylight and get downed? Not sure.
Keep in mind, on 3-speed, a direct hit with an impact does what, 40 damage?
something like that, 45.
Something around there.
It's been changed a couple times, I think.
It depends on how close to them you landed as well. And
Yeah.
the blast radius, I mean, obviously when a body, you know, is removed from action or when a body's lying somewhere, the ragdoll might not be exactly the same as where they got hit. It certainly looked like it was close to a direct hit on to Shuttle. Barrel's down below, and he's under fire from 2 angles, but he'll win the fight against Eclipse. He's got a run on Repel, but he's got a Lems also helping him out, and Slash gets cut to pieces. The only member from Team Secret that is gone is Fonkers. That's it. It's a 4v2, and there's still almost half of the round to go for Secret.
Everything that Rogue sets out to do, they lose manpower on and often cannot accomplish. In that particular instance, they were attempting to pinch Feral in the main lobby, and it almost worked, but they lost 2 players, and they didn't even get him in the end. Now it's just easily. This is a really demoralizing 3-0, if I'm being honest. The way that these rounds are playing out are not just like, oh, we're being beaten. Oh, geez. It's stuff like that right there. Easily should have gotten a free kill just now. Obviously, he didn't expect the Maestro to peek. He should have gotten a free kill. What Easily is doing right now, as you can see, is he's just using the last 40 seconds of this round as a tactical timeout. The team are conversing. They're discussing their future options, which is great. Good time for that. Because it's, again, a really demoralizing 3-0. I mean, the way that these rounds have been playing is just kind of... It's dominant for Secret. They've been playing a lot, like, they've been pulling a lot of fast ones, using a lot of cheese. Great strategies, and Secret are clearly very well prepared. But that's not an excuse. That's not a justification for a 3-0 or anything like that. Rogue should have their own answer back, and they need to develop that.
Yeah, take your time. Go over what's coming next. You just lost a full rotation. The Secret will go 3-0 over CCTV open area and CEO defenses, foregoing Teller's archives on that first floor. CCTV will open again. You'll go downstairs to CCTV lockers unless Secret decides to go to Tellers and archives here, which I think would be an interesting decision. It's unlikely, and right now lockers and CCTV are what's locked in. So go back down to the bottom floor bomb site in which you got an interrogation on and were able to pick Rogue apart without them wondering or with them wondering where you were the entire time. So perfect rotation for Secret. They're up 3-0. This is Rogue's map, even though despite it being Rogue's map, it was an 8-6 score for Rogue on Monday. Came really close, and it was Secret in the driver's seat for most of that map until the incredible comeback from Rogue.
Attackers need to locate and
Well,
defuse
this
bombs.
time not gonna have to worry about a cav. So that, well, at least actually, they don't think they're gonna have to worry about a cav. Technically, it could have been 6-picked into by Team Secret because your opponent cannot see your 6-picked operator. So there could still be a cav as far as Rogue is concerned, and that is probably going to make them wary of pushing into Garage. Because again, if you're going to push Garage, you do it as a solo effort. Because it's the sort of investment that teams will make only when it's a reasonable loss. If the guy in Garage doesn't do anything, that's fine. It's just he can do quite a lot. So usually teams will commit to it. Until they know that there's no cav, that won't be. It's not likely that that's something that the Garage player will commit to. They'll probably just push with the rest of the team over by server. Or open area, depends on the actual take. Right now, Secret are setting up for a heavy roam, it seems. Bonker is going to be using his pest launcher to isolate himself inside of Archives and Teller's office to assist in his own roam. And that's really, really cool. That's what Mawzy is so good at. It's isolating the information from the attack. Those pests left one way to get a drone towards Fonkers. And that's not often something that Rogue can figure out on the fly.
Look at how wary Shuttle is of engaging this Valkyrie camera, because where did he get killed last time?
Sorry, 2 ways.
He got killed at that door last time, Shuttle, right at the onset, and then he got hit with the impact grenade. And he's possibly dreading a C4 from below.
Yeah.
Somebody playing aggressively in Janitor, somebody playing aggressively in Stock. This is Rogue needing to tie everything together with their drone work. And they know there's going to be an offsite presence. They saw the wall at the bottom of the stairs that's broken open inside of Tellers. And because of this, who's down there? Well, it's the Mawzy. We know that with a Mawzy, you can not just do denial for your team, but you can also use it selfishly. Alem's retreating, not expecting Vertical to be holding that angle. He perseveres for the time being, and he gets rewarded for his patience with the kill.
It's funny that Alems didn't expect him to be holding that angle because he put a Legion Trap specifically to counter that angle being used. I'm guessing he thought that Vertical would try to pull the Legion Trap out of his foot, but Vertical, with some good game sense and good information from his teammates thanks to the droning, knew that the rotation was happening then, and he needed to seize the opportunity. And he certainly did that. Lem's dead. It's a strong advantage for Rogue. Good game sense from Rogue.
Tough to lose the Legion early on as well. Now Rogue has another piece of map control that they desperately need. They're going to have to find Fonkers, though, who's now migrated from inside of Tellers and Archives, instead of holding both of them down, over towards Staff area. But Eclipse is wise to his location. They'll hit him once with the Concussive Blast, and Fonkers just cannot outduel Shuttle. That's successful for Rogue. And as much as they've taken all of this time, or as much as they've taken all this map control, they're struggling with the time now. Eclipse spots the Jaeger playing on server, and he's got a deployable shield in front of him. M870 in hand, this could be a potential death sentence for Rogue if they push in, and there you go! But oh, poor target prioritization from Feral. He secures the kill onto Slash instead of getting Eclipse, which means that Meepy and Leon are going to be holding the fort for the time being. There's 30 seconds to go. You're flawless in your secrets so far. Meepy's still got 2 toxic canisters. Leon guns down vertical, heads back in towards CCTV. As you know, the push is coming from over on servers. Leon now holding the main stairs. 2 bodies going to confront Meepy. And the smoke will try to chase away easily. Meepy reveals himself ever so slightly, taking some damage in the process. Leon will need to head back. And there you go, Secret's guns coming alive! Meepy himself! What a clutch and a play around the bomb chassis. It's 4-0 for Secret. Rogue have no answers here so far in this matchup.
That was a pretty hard to watch choke from Rogue, to be honest. Well played from Secret. I do think that the awareness from the Valkyrie to hold onto the main stairs is a big part of why that was a loud victory, why they managed to take that. So good job to Secret, nice hold there. And the smoke with some excellent patience and pacing on the gas canisters. A lot of people might critique the smoke for using the gas canisters before it's necessary, but he was just watching the clock. He was like, hey, I have my gas canisters. I know it can last this long, and I'm just going to use them to wind down the time. And then that forced a rush from Rogue and shotgun that close. Oh boy, it's not good. So
attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Well, I said it was a really demoralizing 3-0 when it happened. Now it's a really demoralizing 4-0.
Attackers discovered the location of a bomb.
I mean, this has got to be hitting the gameplay of Rogue pretty heavily. They're playing decently. Like, you can see the practice and the refined play from Rogue. A lot of their executions are well calculated and well executed. And a lot of the individual play from Rogue is good awareness and game sense. However, I mean, they kind of messed it up in the end, and that's all that really matters, I guess. Was it 4v5? Or a 4v2, pardon me? So it's kind of surprising loss there at the end, to be honest.
Leon with 2 kills in the back end, and then Meepy just needed to watch the other 2 bodies from Rogue that came in through CCTV. Trying to be mindful of the amount of times I use the word body today. Shout out to all the people on social media saying apparently I was using it too much yesterday. I don't know, I didn't think I used it that much. I think it's a pretty specific term, but
I'm not sure. I mean, we all have those, so.
It's fine. I'm trying to use it less. Be conscientious of the language that I use. Almost like it's part of the job or something. I don't know
what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Like I said last round, the way that you can utilize Mozzie can be very selfish, or it can work effectively around your team. Bonker's utilization has varied site by site. In this instance, Bonkers just stays over. Yeah, really, Bonkers is just staying.
No, not you. Oh. Leon pushed to ATMs and he got a kill at front door.
He's still there. He's been droned out again.
How's he not dead?
He spots the drone, so he knows that somebody's going to push him on the follow-up. He gets pinged. Beautiful shot from Slash. Just absolutely executes Leon. And now that's front lobby control. But the aggressiveness works. You take out Shuttle, and you think of all the gadgetry that Secret has at their disposal, and IQ could have been a very crucial operator, and now she's gone. And on top of that, Shuttle's been able to take over a couple rounds with how well he's played in the past.
Yeah, so that's the Valkyrie cams that the Valkyrie placed earlier that are less likely to be spotted now. That's really big. That's the Mozzie drones, of course. You know, it's so many different layers for Team Secret that they have to go undetected. No IQ. This is an open area defense again, which is the secondary site, seemingly, for Secret. Not just a, you know, a pocket strategy. Vertical's going to get a really nice kill onto Feral, who was opening up his own rotation. That was really bad timing. Probably should have done that in the prep phase if he really wanted to use it. But yeah, bad choice. Fonker's pushing aggressively on Skylight Stairs, and he gets punished. Okay, now suddenly Secret are making an abundance of mistakes, and Rogue are punishing them for it. It's just Meepy in a 1 versus 4, and I mean, heroics do happen, but unlikely to happen here. That was actually easily getting down by the Electro Claw, I think. And then, yeah, they placed a second one down. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Interesting.
Maybe he's a great player, but a 1v4 as a Kaid seems like an impossibility almost. Doesn't really have the best kit to engage multiple enemies. Same with Mira. And he's not going to win the fight against Eclipse either. Rogue needed this round victory desperately, and they were gifted it by a lot of aggressive and almost needless plays from Secret.
Yeah, some really big mistakes being made by Secret. They pretty much handed that round to Rogue.
Secret got the opening pick with Leon inside a lobby, and they really could have just peeled back and tried to hold on to a 5v4, let Rogue come to them. The only thing is that when you are defending open area, you need to be a little bit aggressive, because what ends up happening if you lose control of the hatches above, the site goes very quickly, right? And Rogue got it when they killed Feral as Smoke. They had control of the open hatch inside of Janitor. That is a great spot for Rogue to be in. And I think that Secret's call was, let's just get aggressive because we've lost this hatch control and try to push them back. It didn't work. You lost every single gunfight, some of them being taken needlessly. Fonkers, for example, trying to go through the marble banisters in Skylight.
Really didn't need to do that.
Did not need to do
Defenders,
that.
protect your bombs from
The Roni's got a
being defused by
tiny
daggers.
magazine. That's one of the downsides of what is an otherwise stellar gun. And I think Secret just got a little too cocky, and maybe they thought they'd get in Rogue's head. Maybe they think they are in Rogue's head, and they still might be. But they just gifted Rogue a free round when Secret could have been a little bit slower.
One thing that really pops into my mind is the fact that, for example, Leon, when he challenged the front door, he got the kill, right? But then he offered Rogue a solid 20 to 25 seconds of window to get the refrag. Why? I mean, he didn't need to do that. He lingered, and he tried to shoot drones and challenge the ATM's door, and as he was falling back, no, he could have been out of there. He could have went straight through the flag door, maybe, by tellers. I'm assuming he must have thought that was cut off by one of the guys in Rappel, and hey, fair to him, it may have been. Or he could have sprinted towards Elevator Hall, which he didn't do. He stayed on ADS, and he kept trying to challenge long angles, and it's a weird round there. Feral's going to get picked off early by Slash, using the G3, I believe, all the way on top of the garage. Yes, indeed. It's a really good pick early on. Probably just a pre-fire through some typical angles. That seems to be where he's died.
It's rough to get Feral off the board, but once again, an opening pick for either team. That doesn't necessarily mean all that much. Depends on how it gets played out from Rogue here.
Based on this match, it hasn't been a lot.
No, and if Rogue continues to play passively and Secret can land their shots, even when Rogue has an advantage, Secret has an advantage from that perspective. It was a 4v2, as we said, that Rogue had, and they still couldn't put it together. And I haven't had the most confidence so far in the gunplay from Rogue. Secret has been hitting most of their shots, exception being round number 5, in which Rogue just outsmarted and outplayed Secret every step of the way.
So Teller's defense here, and the drones are coming out from Rogue. They know where the anchors are. Of course, they can move around, being anchors. Lems with just a really cheeky peek into the main lobby, based on information being gathered from his team's information tools. He's going for another. He really wants more kills. Team Secret are relentless in their pursuit of those frags, and it's much the same as the last time these teams met, where they just took fights consistently. Secret here with a slight edge in terms of time and positioning. Rogue are, in firm control of top 4, it seems, as they managed to take out Fonkers, but only a minute to do work with that.
Fonkers is a good pick, once again. The way he was playing that Mozzie, very selfishly holding on to a certain area, and that area denial can go a long way. Fonkers was playing upstairs inside of Janitor, so that was the spot that he had. Also had the drone at his disposal, which just got shot from Shuttle, which was giving info on main lobby. If there's not a Black Eye cam out in the lobby. Well, this might be really challenging for Secret as they don't know where Rogue is coming from. It's another kill from Vertical, and we have a Leon and Meepy 4v2 situation yet again. This worked very effectively for Secret, but this isn't the same kind of bomb site. You're going to lose an awful lot of protection here, especially with Leon Gids going down. Meepy, again, last one standing. He wasn't able to do much as the Kaid in the round previously. He got torn to pieces. Smoke is a much better loadout, but he's low on ammunition when it comes to the shotgun. He's going to get pushed from 2 angles. He doesn't know exactly what's happening. All he needs to do is stop easily, but he's not going to get there. Great coverage from Slash. 2 in a row from Rogue. They've been able to put these together, and now they'll switch sides, and they'll get defense on Bank, their map, to see if they can mount the comeback they need.
So recovery at the end of your attack phase, but so little gotten from that. Just 2 rounds. Imagine if that rally back had happened a little bit sooner. And it came off of Secret misplaying quite a lot in round number 5. And I think that gave the confidence that Rogue needed in order to recover round number 6. Now Rogue are going to be going on to defense, and of course they will start on the basement. Montaigne being brought out here from Feral as it is left unbanned. A very useful tool on a basement attack for Bank, and for Secret will have some interesting plans for it. Based on the Montaigne pick and the lack of a Habana due to it being banned, it could just be a dedicated server take. But Secret has options with the Maverick. Interesting. In the Raleigh Major, we've had a decently balanced Bank win-loss for, attack defense.
I think it's an alternative universe where there's another major happening at the same time.
At Raleigh. Yeah.
10 seconds to insert.
Maybe APAC made it out of that one.
Ooh. So for those of you who don't know, APAC is done in this tournament despite having a decent representation. It's unfortunate to see a region go so quickly.
There are going to be people who are going to be like, wow, that's so rude, and not realize that...
Toxic Parker.
Realize that it's a joke. And they won't get that.
Bomb located.
It'll be on the ha-ha cringe aspect again, as we touched on yesterday. But
That happens.
yeah, no well. So Rogue's first defense is going to be CCTV.
wow.
Downstairs, the Montaigne is already in. All right,
It
Feral
took them seconds.
making his presence known. We are 30 seconds, 26 seconds technically into this round, and Feral is already knocking at the door. Literally barged right in. And Meepy's gotten the panel open as well. There's a Valkyrie on the board and Shuttle, so they know that there's going to be an Evil Eye camera somewhere, as the rest of Secret are likely to do some work up top. Fonker's taking a tiny bit of damage. That's really been it. You can light up the shield that Montaigne as much as you want, boys, but it's not going to do anything.
I really like this from Team Secret for a number of different reasons. Slash goes down to Fonkers, who's just playing a long angle. The big thing here is that Montaigne, as an operator, can just, push in just like that. And another thing is that it takes a long time for the attackers to juggle this utility. And I'm talking about the C4. I'm talking about the gas canisters. They're getting really good efficiency. I think they just nabbed a C4 with that EMP and a gas canister, and there's still so much time left. Reminder, usually this sort of thing takes a long time for the attack, and it can come at the end of the round, but here, there's another C4 gone, and it's possible Valkyrie has already used hers as well. The Maestro was the first pick, but look at that. There goes the Montaigne. Whether it be by the gas canister or just a buildup of damage from C4s, he's gone. And Vertical above is going to do some damage as well. Suddenly, this is looking really desperate for Team Secret. The way that they've opened this wall, it's not been default. It was the long angle server wall, and that is not good to plant at if you don't have a Montaigne. So it's going to be an adjustment from Meepy. He'll put his second exothermic on default plant wall, but easily by the main stairs we'll get another kill, and that's going to put Rogue in the advantage.
This is a good place for the Smoke to play as well, because he can very safely rotate back down the main stairs into deep into the site. He knows that there's nobody from Secret that's going to be angled in that way, as any information or intel you have or just ears alone, you know that the guns are going to be inside a server. Well, there's still a pulse on this corpse of Rogue, or what appeared to be the corpse of Rogue, as they've now tied 3 in a row, and for North America, you're slowly starting to breathe again.
Okay, so again, I have to give credit where credit is due for Team Secret. They brought the Montaigne into server, and he was in there at about 15 seconds. He was in the site door at about 25 seconds. And that's really good efficiency from Team Secret. And yes, it's a Montaigne, so it's understandable why that's, happening. Rogue wasn't holding server either, but it's still impressive. I like the assertiveness there because, again, juggling the utility, you're trying to bleed C4s, you're trying to bleed the Evil Eyes, you're trying to bleed the gas canisters away from the defense. You're trying to waste it as much as possible. Montaigne did a great job of getting it early and starting that process with the Thermite. The problem is, the Montaigne died. Yeah. Usually you want to juggle the gas canisters and C4s and try to avoid that damage that'll start to chip away at the Montaigne. Gas canisters still do full damage to him, so you want to avoid whipping in any of that smoke and taking that damage. But that didn't happen. Yeah. The Montaigne seemed to have been down by a gas canister. I'm not 100% sure about that one. But he was finished off by the ump of Eclipse, I believe, and that's all she wrote for the Montaigne. That was it. Dead. Once that happened, it was really hard for Team Secret to make an adjustment that would allow them to get the defuse plan down because they hadn't opened up default wall. Now, of course, they did open default wall late, but at that point, they'd already lost so much manpower elsewhere when trying to clear out the roamers that the round was basically over. If it had been a dedicated, pure and simple, nothing else server take from Team Secret, I think they might have been able to consolidate what force they had left and go for a push in through server without the Montaigne and recover the round. But because they went for the roam clear while simultaneously trying to attack in through the server, they were spread too thin, they lost too much manpower, and the round went the favor of Rogue due to those individual engagements going their way. And such a good job at dealing with that Montaigne.
I want to see how Secret is able to dismantle this defense by Rogue, or at least how they think they can dismantle it by Rogue, because this is just, right now, peak Rogue. Vertical on Banana at the moment inside of this office is just so damn good. And there you go, Fonker's gunned down before he can even do a single thing. And you now have an entire 2.5 minutes almost of a numbers advantage.
Yeah.
It's huge for Rogue. And like I said, I want to see Secret try to tackle this defense. I mean, they did on Bank previously, but Vertical just from this position is almost completely unshakable. He doesn't really miss his shots, and unless you swarm him, at which the rest of Rogue are there, well, it's going to be very tough. Vertical goes onto his cam, and Feral just runs right up, basically removes his brain from his skull and plays that one absolutely perfectly, but then misses his follow-up shot, as Shuttle is the better player there. Rogue will once again get the advantage, and through a kill hole, oh, Slash nearly taking Meepy down, but he'll fall at the hands of the Thermite. We're back to a 3v3. These lads are killing each other all left and right. They've got half the round to go, and almost half the lobby's dead.
A rotation there from Eclipse, and he gets away with it. C4 follows up, but it doesn't get the kill. Meepy on the main lobby stairs, and Lems are going to get one each. That's leaving just Shuttle in the 1 versus 3. He's got a minute, and Meepy's going to shut him down as he attempts to get off the meeting desk. So there you go, Secret. You said just swarm him, and well, that's exactly what Secret did. They ran up the main lobby stairs, and there didn't seem to be anyone from Rogue actually hard holding it, which is a huge blunder on their part. The aggressiveness from Team Secret meriting them a round.
What happened was Rogue got the pick on the Fonkers. Vertical got the pick, more specifically. And then I think they expected Secret to back off a little bit.
Slow down.
Secret didn't hit the brakes.
Yeah.
They hit the gas. And Feral sprinted up the stairs, realizing there was nobody watching, and there's no coverage from elevator. There's no coverage from deep in sight. There was nobody in lobby that they had to worry about. And Feral just dismantled and absolutely crushed Vertical inside of Banana, and then moved on from there. And yeah, Shuttle got the refrag. Slash almost got one down below. But that was Secret handling a hold that we see from Rogue that gets under the skin of a lot of North American teams quite effectively.
Really good job there to Secret. Just taking the fight and winging it. I think they've realized that that's one of the best ways to beat Rogue is to simply go. And they'd be right. Rogue didn't seem prepared. There are a couple different teams where sometimes you can trip them up by just kind of walking into their crosshairs when they at least expect it.
5 seconds left.
Now, Rogue, I'm sure, will be prepared for that moving forward. That's the really big thing, is that while you can do that once or twice, no matter what team you're playing against, they're going to be ready for it next time. So you can expect Rogue to be a little bit better prepared for just unrelenting aggressive plays from Secret, and thus Secret will, slow down a little bit more, I guess, measured in their advance. It's going to be a main lobby attack again from Team Secret onto the CEO hold. Now, the reason you do a main lobby attack is very simple. As soon as you get past the no man's land that is the main lobby itself, you get on top of Banana, you don't have to worry about a flank. Flanks just don't exist there. You get one guy on the west rappel, and no one's coming from behind. I mean, yeah, they can pressure you from downstairs in Teller's office or from the elevator hall underneath, but you've got the guy on west rappel, and again, that's going to isolate that flank. And that's what Secret's going for here. Early pick there for Leon.
On Skylight, onto the Vigil. I don't know if Slash got caught in a rotate. I'd have to imagine as such, because you're not going to aggressively contest that Skylight. It doesn't matter what operator you are. Even if you're Vigil, you're not going to take that fight. So I have to imagine that part of it is just very simply Slash rotating and getting caught. Now here's a possible fight. The Valkyrie of Eclipse right next to Feral, but Feral's going to get collapsed upon himself. Comes to the rescue and easily plays that one perfectly.
Great gas canister there from Easily, and he gets the kill as well as some damage onto Alems. It's really well played. It looks like it's actually going to be Secret rotating this time.
I mean, you've tried to go through the lobby. It doesn't really work. You got 1:20 to go, so you can head on over to the windows and possibly pressure from the back. Keep in mind that Meepy went through main lobby as Thermite last round. Well, your prime goal as a Thermite is to take out these two walls, and the only person that appeared to be contesting them was Slash earlier on. It was felled by the Jackal. Just narrowly missing Easily as Leon, C7E, going over the head of the smoke, and it sounds like both of the walls of CEO will now get opened up. This is quite the play right here from Shuttle, and Leon Gids is just so much better on Rappel. Shuttle getting shut down as Alems takes out Easily, and Rogue in so much trouble with now Eclipse dropped. It's vertical in a 1v4 unless Eclipse can get picked up from the dock. We'll have to hurry, but that long conference table in the way, and Vertical will have to use his stim pistols on himself. This is dire straits for the time being. Pistol out, he'll get the down on Meepy before he gets pushed up, and there you go, it's match point for Rogue, or for Secret rather. Rogue on the ropes.
Yeah, rough one here for Rogue, given that...
Teams are the same. Teams are the same, that's what I said. I got the teams mixed up.
Oh, yeah. Rough one for Rogue. Good attack there from Secret, but it was a bit of a recovery. So Rogue started it off really good. They just weren't able to adjust to the rotation that Secret bought out. It is going to be tactical timeout for Rogue, and that's probably the right call. You can see Ranger there talking to his team in the background. Now, of course, coaches aren't allowed to talk to their team except for during the tactical timeouts, and you can see Helby also using this time to try and get some information across. So, so far, the plan seems to be working for Secret. The big thing that won them that round again was just the adjustment. It was, hey, main lobby attack, not working, guys. Let's try something different. Also, when Secret went for that rotation, they went for the north rappel, and then they started pressuring in through the skylight. They left one person on west rappel who got a free pick onto Eclipse, who rotated out of the elevator. So it was all things accounted for by Team Secret. And you got to really respect that they had a good, well-oiled plan when going for that rotation. Rogue, on the other hand, did not adjust much, if at all, for the rotation that Secret bought out. And when they started to, while it was belated, they were cut apart in that transition. So we're going to go, looks like, back into it after the tactical timeout is over. And Rogue is going to be starting with defense on the basement.
Not a surprise, you go to CEO twice, it doesn't work at all, so you go back to CCTV, which you won successfully the last time. Makes an awful lot of sense, and if Rogue wins this, the site remains locked for the remainder of the matchup, unless we go into overtime. But right now, it doesn't appear that we've got overtime in front of us, unless something changes very drastically, because both CEO defenses for Rogue did not go so well in their favor. Secret were able to pick it apart. And from there, they got the 2 victories that they needed. As was noted by the stats that popped up on your screen a couple rounds ago, Bank does end up being one of the most balanced maps, which is where it was a couple seasons back, and is now once again at 52%. being, I think, in favor of defenders and 48% in favor of attackers. That's as good as you're going to get. Secret's entire strategy on CCTV previously was to get the Montane in as quickly as they can. They got him in roughly 30 seconds, and they're on pace to do the same here. The problem is that you need to open up this wall and continue to move forward. That was the issue that Secret had. There's bodies upstairs, and they weren't able to find them on time. So you've got Leon being quite aggressive. He's got some open hatches. He doesn't see any footprints. His footprints last for over a minute. So you know that there's nobody playing up top unless there's Cav on the board, which they could have 6-picked into. Rogue didn't. We know that. Secret may not. The wall's already been opened up, and there's Feral. As Meeby's going to start to plant 45 seconds in. One stun's going to go out. Easily going to toss the smoke, and both Thermite and the Montane have to fall off. A C4 thrown in vain with 4 bodies of Rogue, all near enough to do some damage if need be. Now 5, actually, as there's 3 C4s on the board, 2 left. Maybe we'll go in for another plant. The Monty's not good enough. Feral just letting Meepy take a tiny bit of damage while Fonkers eliminates Slash. That's rough. There goes your Alda, there go the Evil Eye cams. This is going to be a challenge now, unless this is played masterfully by Rogue.
Another attempt from Secret just to fake out, and another C4 expended by Rogue. Should still be a gas canister left here for Easily, and here it comes. And see this right here is why Secret get into the server so quickly, because they still have half the round, and they've expended the majority of Rogue's counterplant utility. There will be phone call going to warn the attackers of Vertical's location, but it'll be a nice lineup from Fonkers to execute Vertical as he attempts to rush. This round is all but over now, as Easily, the last defender alive, has to retake against 4 attackers. A well-executed assault and plant just inside of the site. And there you go, Secret win map number 1, 7-3.
Much better prepared than Rogue on Rogue's own map, and that does not bode well for Rogue. When you look at Coastline, Secret giving an absolute whopping, or a real whopper of a match, to Rogue, and Coastline is up next. It went 7-3 for Secret in their match on Monday, and you gotta hope for Rogue it's a little bit closer this time.
Now that was really, unfortunately for Rogue, one-sided affair, 7-3 in Secret's favor. But it's not the only map in this series. Of course, it's a best of 3, so we have 2 more, potentially 1 more for sure, right after these small replays and then a short break. we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be map number 2 here in this best of 3. We'll be going to Coastline. Now, this is the second map of the series, but it was secret to win map number 1, which was Rogue's pick of Bank. And that was a bit of an upset, and it puts Rogue now in a really difficult spot. And what we were expecting to be a 2-1, whoever managed to take it, is looking a lot more like Secret's dominance.
Yeah, I have to worry if I'm a Rogue fan right now with the state you find themselves in. Tristan Ranger, their coach, doesn't look that worried. It's just a nice little shout out there to Foxe, who tweeted that he doesn't like it when people refer to them as players with their first names. And to that I say,
really?
Whatever, Davide.
Yeah, that's Foxe's
name is it.
Yeah.
Anyway, didn't get the joke.
Davide.
No, but Ranger obviously not looking too worried. Rogue's facial expressions obviously telling a very different story, as this is them right now on elimination match. Elimination map, in fact, with Coastline, as this is an elimination match for every single team today. Coastline will be fun between these two teams. Secret are quite proficient here. They have a lot of different strategies and tactics. It's not a bad map for Rogue either, but obviously Secret, with it being their choice, feeling very comfortable. They went here against G2 yesterday, and these two teams have battled on Coastline before. Rogue was the better team at the time, but it was a very different look for Secret.
It's a long time ago, too.
It was a very long time ago. They still had Stiz on the team. They still had Lackey on the team, and it was almost a year ago, actually, if not a year. It was in Paris, France, where they last did battle against each other here on Coastline, unless they ended up doing it in...
They played it here as well. Yeah, and it was a...
7-3.
It was a 7-3.
As I noted.
In favor of Team Secret, which is just...
Talking about when Rogue won it last.
Yeah, well, that was also the only time they've actually beaten Team Secret.
Meepy is rallying the team up by reading inspirational quotes. Something like, live, love, laugh. If you're not first, you're last.
Keep calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on, etc., etc. And it's really that mantra that Secret operates under, and that's why they've been so successful, is the constant motivation. They usually often go to like a Borders or some kind, maybe like Home Sense or one of those stores, and they buy the inspirational quotes to put up on their team house's walls.
I don't even know what those stores are.
Secret also doesn't have a team house.
That's true. Yeah.
It's purely a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, Slash. Now, Rogue are not out of this just yet, but looking at it right now, it definitely is a perilous situation, as Coastline has not been friendly to Rogue recently. Secret, again, as you noted, Parker, managed to win this 2 days prior, very recently, and what we expect, I think what a lot of people expected is, well, Bank would go the way of Rogue because they won it in the last time these teams met up, and then we'd see maybe a third map after Secret won on Coastline. Well, we might not see a third map is the way that things are shaping up right now. Rogue's going to have to pull something pretty incredible out of their hat, and they're going to have to show us that they've prepared as much for Team Secret on Secret's map as Team Secret prepared for Rogue on Rogue's map, which we saw on Bank. We'll find out, though. Beginning with the ban phase is going to be Habana, this time banned by Secret, where in the previous map it was banned by Rogue.
Interesting to see a hard breacher get banned on Coastline, since a lot of teams don't even play hard breachers here. Capital makes an awful lot of sense to be taken out by Rogue. He was banned in the previous map on Bank.
Echo and I mean Mira maybe, because if we see a Mira, it'll be the same exact bans from map 1 on a very different map. We're about to find out, I guess. And oh, it's Valkyrie. An upset. It's cool. So that means Mira is going to be in there, which doesn't happen very often. But of course, I mean, Mira's good on pretty much every map, but you don't have to have a Mira on Coastline. You could do without. Now, going into this, Valkyrie being banned, that's a lot of information removed. But other than that, it's pretty much, like I said, it's the same as last map, which is weird. Last map was Bank. Bank and Coastline are very different. Anyway, as we load in here, it's going to be a hookah billiards defense to begin things for Secret.
7 rounds could separate us between another team joining the 4 that are already in the playoffs. G2, Empire, Space Station, and Forza are the 4 teams that are waiting for today and tomorrow until we get underway. Playoffs on Friday. Could Secret join them? Well, Coastline needs to go favorably for them. I said that Bank was a must-win for Rogue, and it wasn't even just a must-win. I think it was a must-do-well regardless. A 7-3 is not what Rogue wants. There was no miraculous comeback the same way that there was on Monday.
I'd be feeling demoralized right about now if I were Rogue. We just lost on our own map, and it was pretty devastating, too.
I mean, I'd be feeling demoralized when in round number 1, you get interrogated.
That's, that was when it all started. That was the beginning of the end, I think, for Rogue on map 1.
Round 1, first 30 seconds, the beginning of the end.
Well, see, the thing is Rogue actually started that round so well. That's the worst part. They started the round well. They put themselves up 2 men, and then an interrogation, and Rogue fell apart. That's painful. Well, Funker's going for an aggressive play. He's trying to peek onto the far-off roof where Slash is. Slash will take a shot to the torso or the hand or something along those lines. Carbine has good damage drop-off compared to a lot of other Defender weapons. And so, yeah, there you go. A little bit of damage done to the Ash.
When you say a little bit, it's like 24 damage, 23 damage?
Not a whole lot.
Not an awful lot.
But, you know, some...
I mean, one of those bullets land on the head, and it's a completely different story, right?
Yeah, that would be a kill.
That is...
Yeah.
That is correct.
Crazy.
Anything look strange for you here on Hookah?
No, nothing too crazy. Funker's is going to take down Slash. Okay, a little bit of damage done earlier, and the rest done as Slash attempts to push in through delivery. So good job to Funkers on the roam. It looks like Rogue is actually going to double down as Easily comes over here trying to take on the Jaeger now. Easily has the diffuser, so if he dies here, this potentially could be really bad for Rogue. I mean, it's already really bad for Rogue. It could get worse. Funkers is just, he doesn't care, man, and he's going to lose his life to Easily because he got way, way too careless with his position.
Funkers is feeling it. That's the only way to go about it. And of course, he's got a carbine, and if you can get under their skin and shake Rogue up even more than you already have, well, I think that's going to carry on over, just as the Cav kill did on the very first map, the very first round of the very first map, to be more specific. So, Feral absorbing a lot of damage, same with Easily. Vertical's lost some too, so everybody's kind of beaten up on both sides of these teams. A minute to go, and you've got presence on Aqua Balcony from Vertical. He's got the F2 in his hands, no ACOG, so he can deal maximum damage at close range. And both Easily as well as Eclipse are very close nearby. Shuttle is solo droning himself in. He's over by VIP. Oh, that's quite the angle from Meepy. He's got a body. Oh, Vertical through a singular bullet hole. That is a nice shot, as you can expect from Meepy. The moment that goes dark, you know there's somebody on the other side of it. And wait for the light to disappear. The pulse down below as well will be able to relay more of the information to the remaining defenders that are up on site, an advantage that Secret holds. Shuttle will at least cut down Leon. Nitro Cell goes up, and it's a little too late for Feral. Rogue will get by unscathed. The Lem's down now, and Rogue are managing to make this work. A C4 gets tossed out. Meepy doing so much work. Shotgun out. He knows he's got one more. He just needs to find the back. A Shuttle, but he'll find the front instead. A 4K from Meepy. That's how you start a map in Coastline, round number 1. It's Secrets.
What a round there from Meepy. He really put in work, not only in the frags, but also holding the round together, because when Rogue started rushing there, they were actually getting quite a lot of kills. They were putting the work in, taking control of site, and it seemed for a moment that Rogue might be able to salvage it, but Meepy was still there. He was still lethal. He did a lot of work to recover that round for his team. So that's been the story for most rounds so far through this series. It does seem like Secret always have one person or a couple in a position to just lock it out and then don't make mistakes. Meepy did not make mistakes in that round. And Rogue, well,
Defenders, protect your
couldn't make it happen.
By
so, Hookah Billiards done for Secret, and Rogue will have to attack now onto the double bar. All right, so double bar, a lot of people don't, I'd say like, you know, they look over to ranked meta and people don't really defend this. We don't really know how, but this is one of the sites that is really great to defend if you know how to, if you're coordinating like as a team, as a unit, but it's not easy to defend without that, you know, actual cohesion. So it's understandable why you don't see it much outside of competitive play. But when you've got a strategy, when you've got a setup, and Secret certainly do, this is a pretty comfortable site for a lot of teams, Secret being one of those teams. It'll be their secondary.
Default cam left up with a possible run out here from Secret. If they'll catch a body, they do. They see one. They catch one running on over. I said the word body again.
Yeah, well,
I gotta put $1 in the body jar.
It's fine. It's fine. You don't need.
Is that a?
It's not bad.
It's a red dot.
It is a red dot. Yeah.
That is.
It is.
That is ghastly.
Obscene.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I am physically repulsed.
Yeah. Feral, we will have words after this match. You don't even know it yet.
He gets droned out, and he might make us look foolish as he engages at a closer range with the red dot sight than an ACOG. Depending on what happens here, he's being given a retreat. A beautiful shot from Shuttle, though. The F2 is just such a strong weapon, and he's going to have the range advantage. Basically everything working in his favor. And the guns for Rogue are just winning right now. Very similar to that one bank defense. Secret just getting way too aggressive for the time being.
Whoa!
All right, Alems, you downed one. You got the other, that's two. He's got a third lined up, possibly. They're all out on the balcony. He knows that hookah control is Rogue's right now, but Alems doing his best to try and keep this even, keep them at bay. As Rogue looked ready to pounce on that second floor. It's a double bar defense, so they need that second floor control before they can pressure the site. And for yet another round, it's going to be Meepy and Leon up against the remaining members of Rogue, and make that just Meepy. He was incredible in round number 1 here on Hookah, but his luck's gonna run out on round number 2, and Rogue will equalize and tie us up through 2 rounds.
Yeah, so Secret tried to play the match out, or the round, I guess, outside, and it cost them. It was to their disadvantage that they continued to challenge the attackers who were playing in ruins. I mean, it's just such a strong advantage for Rogue, and I'm just curious as to why Secret tried to, fight them outside, especially considering some of their people who could have had ACOG were using red dot. It's you, Feral. You did that. Well, of course, that didn't actually change the nature of his engagement. Not realistically, but I don't get the thought process behind Secret there. There's a couple other things too. If, for example, Alems wants to challenge from the vase hallway onto ruins, yeah, sure, can do that. But if you want to do that, usually you want to set up for before the round starts, like, for example, put a reinforcement on that wall so that you can dictate the terms of the engagement. You can peek when you want to peek. But because Alems didn't do that, because no one else did that, Alems got shot through the wall. That's how he died. And there was no cover for him. There was nowhere safe to play. So we'll see what Secret choose to change in this round. Last round, what was really happening there was Secret continually playing for refrags. They didn't want to lose control of the round, which is fair. Absolutely fair. But it was in a bad situation for them. And it just didn't work out in the end in favor of Secret because Rogue were positioned well to expect that counter play, expect that attempt at refrags.
Secret, you just need to cool your jets, right? As the kids would say.
Maybe.
You don't really need to get that aggressive against Rogue. You did it in round number 1, and it worked on a couple occasions.
I say it depends on the site. Like, if I were on Kitchen, I'd say maybe on Kitchen it could be way more beneficial.
It was a great shot also, let's keep in mind, from Shuttle onto the dock. Vertical is so close. He could possibly shoot a breaching round down and do quite a bit of damage.
He would do a lot of damage, yeah.
He's not going to find anything on Fonkers, though, as he's playing very tight against that reinforcement. There's no angle nor perspective that will help the Ash here at all.
I think he's waiting for a drone that's currently in luggage before he pushes into Aqua. Yeah, see that drone there? It just came into luggage. He called luggage clear, and now he's going to drone out Aqua, whoever that is, and then Vertical will push in once he knows that is clear as well. There you go. So good information gathering there from Rogue. Good teamwork. Uh-oh.
Bonkers is going to get droned down, and he's going to have to run as quickly as he can. He takes a tiny bit of damage to Vertical, who's not able to land the shots needed to take all the Jaeger out of question.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Hookah control here for Rogue as Slash has managed to work his way in. That's Secret falling back. They might have just decided, hey, half the round is gone. This is when we fall back. This is when we start roaming on the other side of the map, where you can see the Jaeger of Fonkers, who's going to persist on this round.
The thing is that as this clock continues to tick down, The one thing that Rogue will run out of is drones and information, and that's it. And it's going to make Fonkers that much more powerful as he continues to just waste time above. But he drops, as you can see, and he'll go over towards Farrell, who's playing down inside of security. Hookah floor torn to pieces as all of the second floor looks like it's been relinquished by Secret for the time being. Give it up, allow Rogue to have it, and have them keep going from there. Nobody's died yet. Lems has taken a little bit of damage, but that's it. Fonkers has been healed back up from Farrell. So we're just about even with a minute to go. Well, this is good for both teams, but obviously the time always favors the defenders. Slash getting into an altercation now here. Doesn't land a single shot against Meepy. Shotgun out, he's going to try to do as much damage as he can, but he might be opening up kill holes for the Twitch above. Meanwhile, Fonkers in lobby, guns down, vertical. Meepy finished off from Slash, so the Twitch will just be better in that regard. Farrell's trying to watch too many angles, and he could get pushed from the door, or he could get pushed from the window. He's got Leon Gids here just to hammer out anything that comes onto Cool Vibe stairs. Lems as well should easily take down easily, and that's exactly what happens. Leon Gids heading back into the site. That's Diffuser, and they know they've got it. So all you need to do is coalesce around the doorway inside of the foyer. Down goes Eclipse. The mudroom's getting awful messy. Slash can get his kill, traded off, but Leon Gids, a big play alongside Lems. And my oh my, Secret will answer that one back and take the lead again.
It's a really good adjustment there from Secret. So the difference between the first time Secret decided to defend the double bar and the second time is that when roaming on the top floor, Secret fell back at a predetermined time. It was half the round expired, about a minute 40 left in that region anyway. Secret fell back before they could be collapsed upon by the roam clear that Rogue were putting out. And then they waited patiently in the site. They had a couple roamers, one by CCTV and the other one by the main lobby. And those roamers constantly prodded at the flanks of Rogue. They not only constantly prodded, but they also isolated the avenues which Rogue could use to attack the site. Because if you have roamers on the east side, it's hard to hit the double bar. Because well, you're just cutting off lanes at that point. And you're cutting off potential pushes, again, into the site. So good job there to Secret, being aware of that, being aware where the roam clear is going to come from in the side of Rogue. And that was specifically from the west. They wanted to take hookah, they wanted to take billiards, they wanted to use that for vertical pressure. And yeah, when Secret didn't get punished, and then they just waited, Rogue did very little with the vertical control. And then when the site take came out, I mean, it was a bloodbath. It was an absolute meat grinder because Secret, well, they predicted Rogue's play and they set up that meat grinder perfectly. Rogue walked right into it. Now we're going to go to hookah billiards again. So only 2 sites being played so far.
For a map like Coastline, there's an awful lot of theory behind what sites are played. Mira is available, so Penthouse, a site that we used to see quite a lot of, it's fallen out of favor. It's definitely doable. With a Mira, though, you can get very uncomfortable very quickly with the way that, you know, your soft destructors would play below. A Buck, a Sledge, an Ash, etc. Sledge could throw a frag grenade up. The other two alongside Zofia can just simply shoot at your feet. It'd be a tough site to play. But for the time being, Secret doesn't really need to go anywhere else. If they win hookah, we will see a new site just because the double bars will be locked. A lot of times Kitchen ends up being that third site, the tertiary site. Oh, easily. Talk about timing. He's just going to narrowly miss out on what appeared to be Fonkers playing inside a bathroom. There you go. Disoriented for a time being as the hatch above him will blow up. Fonkers has been so good at just evading every member of Rogue and winning his gunfights.
Yeah, he's been really good on the roam lately. And just narrowly avoiding death time and time again, but Eclipse won't. It's a very long angle being played from Farrell there. A pretty common one, all things considered. But since it was a bullet hole and not, you know, a hit.
Or a punch hole.
Punch hole.
Bullet holes are the new punch holes, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, because punch holes are really easy to see because they have that little, you know, broken wood effect thing going on. Bullet holes don't. This could be another kill here for Farrell as he's setting up a C4 and it might land. Yes, indeed it will. There goes Shuttle. Okay. So Rogue down 2 and it's already looking like a 3-1 here for Team Secret. And you know, honestly, the only round that Rogue managed to win was because Secret handed the round to Rogue. At this point, yeah, the round is all but over unless Slash and Vertical show us something insane.
It's the 2 best guns on Rogue. Well, I mean, the C70 and
2 of the best
is pretty good too.
Yeah.
The only one who's taking damage on Secret is Meepy. So yeah, this will be a mighty, mighty task. A jiggle peek from what appears to be Leon Gids inside of the site, but he can't connect with anything. He's just going to toss down all the toxic canisters. Timed perfectly. He's got 2 more to go in about 30-ish seconds. That'll work out if he needed to. And it'll be a split push now from Rogue. Well, it was going to be. It still is. Alems falls, and Vertical gives himself a little bit more control. The push that was split is now gone. Farrell's here for the run out. He's going to draw the attention of Slash. He fires a little bit early. Slash will have to do something. He'll get the kill. Could be low impact as his teammate falls, and it's Slash against the world. C4 gets shot as Meepy retreats, but he was so good in this position before. It'll be Fonkers to finish it off. You don't even need Meepy to do anything. 3-1 in favor of Secret, looking very comfortable. And yeah, the over-aggressiveness was the story for round number 2 that Rogue won, and since then, the story has been all Team Secret.
Yeah, because Secret have decided to play a little bit safer. You could see that every time Secret gets too aggressive, Rogue are there to capitalize on that mistake. They take the advantage and the frag. We've seen a couple instances, even through that last round, where Secret played unnecessarily. They went for pushes they didn't need to go for, like, for example, the Pulse running out from exit. But in that round, not enough of those mistakes were made, and Rogue don't seem to have any actual bite apart from punishing Secret's massive mistakes, punishing Secret for their overextension. Rogue, just, that's all they've done so far. That's how they won the one round that they have won. Secret misplaying.
Attackers need to locate
On
and
attack,
defuse
you
bombs.
need to have more than that. You need to be capable of putting together your own, forced advantage by playing through your strategy. And it just hasn't really been happening that way for Rogue so far through Coastline. That might not be a problem for them when they go into defense. A half transition, things could change very much. But they really should salvage more than 2 rounds out of the first half. So we can end at 3-3 here. Rogue is still in this map. 4-2 is going to be tricky, and if they can't get any more, then
5 seconds remaining.
Then what?
no, I thought the silence spoke for itself. Yeah.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
I don't know exactly where we were in terms of kills in round 5 of Bang, but one thing I will say is I feel like Rogue has been playing better in terms of getting kills and winning gunfights on Coastline. That stands to reason because Coastline is a much better and a much heavier frag map.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be taking fights a lot more aggressively on Coastline than you are going to be taking on Bang. So, Rogue winning fights here doesn't necessarily indicate that they're playing better as a team. It doesn't even necessarily mean that they're playing better individually. What it means is that this could just be a map that allows people to kill with greater ease. I think the big question, once again, as you said, is going to be if when we switch sides and Rogue goes to defense, how they'll do. But for the time being, at least Rogue has some firepower that they're using effectively. Team Secret just has been able to outmaneuver Rogue. I don't know if it's Rogue losing their drones. I don't know if it's Rogue being sloppy, but their bigger issue has just simply been pinning down the members of Team Secret and utilizing the time effectively. Even now, a minute has gone by. It's a kitchen defense for Team Secret, and Rogue are just starting to get control above and just narrowly avoiding a C4 tossed up by Alems, who'll go back on his cardiac sensor and see that there's somebody from Rogue there, but he went fishing and he didn't catch anything.
Yeah, that breach charge, I think, detonated and destroyed the C4 right before the C4 would have gone off. That's some really fortunate timing there for Rogue. Good job to them. Again, they are going for that vertical play. They have top 4 control and using it to great effect with the breaching charges. Air jabs have been placed to cut off the potential of a retake onto the top floor. Secret, though, haven't lost a man yet, and there's only a minute left for Rogue to use this control to their advantage.
Posted up at the sports car doorway here. As Vertical watches and is just banking on somebody from Secret to commit an error and rotate. It might end up being Fonkers. He's going to have to step up to cover Leon, who's now been removed from action. First kill goes to Rogue. A good opening start. Farrell will have to move after he gets thrown down. And once again, you just sit patiently and wait at the main door for somebody to cross into your path. Right amidst the door frame, easily tries to get a plant down, but the smoke will hit both Eclipse and Easily, forcing the Zofia off. Much deeper into the site, the Zofia will get the plant down and easily does so successfully. Rogue needs this, but they have to be able to retake effectively. They'll lose 2 more bodies as Alems and Farrell fall, 1 to a team kill and 1 to Rogue. Killing yourself at the hands of your own teammates, that's not what you want to see. Fonker swings wide and misses, and Meepy will now need to do some great work. a 1v5 with the diffuser down and the clock almost at half, basically impossible. So what do? You play it cool, maybe get another kill, talk to your teammates, try to figure things out, or at least have your teammates try to. As BP is fairly certain he's not going to go anywhere. He's not even going to get past easily, but they trade somehow, interestingly enough. That's all that matters because the diffuser's down and Rogue still has 3 bodies up. They'll take their second round, and it'll be the last defense for Secret here as they still lead 3-2.
Okay, so Rogue just now pulled themselves out of the gutter for the first half. Good job to them managing to take that round. There's a great execution. They didn't get a whole lot of picks using the vertical control. They did take down one. That was Leon early on, and it was the right operator, too. I believe it was the Maestro. That's really, really important because the Maestro, of course, is good at countering exactly what Rogue decided to do next, which is go for a just smoke plant inside a delivery. They used their vertical control to cut off the rotation, to deny the, just rush to deny the diffuser plant. And, well, it worked out for Rogue. That was a really good setup. Nice execution. And the counter from Secret was disabled at that point. We had tactical timeout here from Rogue, and they're just going to think about what they want to do next, gauge their options. This is really important that they managed this last attack round. Again, ending at 3-3 is still decent for Rogue, but it's not perfect. It is a Coastline. So, yeah, an even split is fair enough.
Rogue taking their tactical timeout. All right.
Just trying to think about how they can, what kind of pocket strategy they can pull out to get them this last round, I think.
The team that would pull out the pocket strat would be Secret on this one, right? It's their last defense time to go wild.
Well, I mean, they both could, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They both, I'm sure they both are planning on how they want to win this one. Usually after tactical timeouts, we see the highest density of really strange strategies that don't often get played, like off-meta things. So we'll see what Secret decide to do here. Sometimes it's just a confirmation of, hey guys, remember that time we did that one thing? That worked really well. Let's do it again. Could be what we see here from Secret, because they did have a really solid defense of the double bar when they decided to play it passive. If you recall, they had the roam upstairs, fall back really quickly, and then they just waited the site. And Secret took it off that. Oh, look at that.
Vertical has been Rogue's top performer so far, being the event's second highest rate after 2 days.
And it's at the Raleigh Major, at the one that we're at, instead of the Raleigh Major.
Yeah.
Nice. Go vertical. Been having a really good tournament, that's for sure. Definitely noticed that Vert has been landing his shots. He's just been, and his positioning and game sense has been impeccable as well.
This is an old Secret play. That one down there with the punch holes in the wall.
Was that by the kitchen wall?
Yeah. Secret's been doing that for ages. And it's good. I mean, there's a couple teams that do it on various sites and various maps, but on Coastline, I've seen Secret do it so many times. Way back when they used to be Snook and Nose, if I remember correctly.
That far back, huh?
That far back.
Jeez, that's a long ways.
Well, we've been casting together a while, Michael.
Have we? How long?
Nearly 2 years.
Oh. Darn, that's a long time.
Say it ain't so. Errol's got the
he switched his optic. Yeah.
Instead of the red dot.
I mean, okay.
Oh, Bonkers just gets obliterated by Shuttle on a good entry, and Rogue have found success within the first minute here of Coastline. And then all 3 of the air jabs from Shuttle go down as well. This is methodical, and obviously sticking to the plan, as he's safe inside a luggage. He doesn't have to worry about being pushed at all, so he'll get on drone and continue to reveal the remaining enemies. With this being a double bar defense, you know there's going to be heavy presence on that second floor, especially in and around Hookah. Shuttle will sink one of those balls on the pool table with his drone. Excellent job, Shuttle. And then he knows that if he has to go towards Hookah, he needs some help.
I really love the execution that we're seeing from Shuttle right now, but I honestly have to critique Secret for not punishing him. We could have quite easily seen a kill there from Feral. He had the lineup, I think it was a bullet hole he was using, but he didn't get the kill. C4 expended here from Leon to snag that kill on the downed vertical. Probably the right call, as he's just been finished off quite easily. So Rogue maintaining their man advantage, aggressively, violently, making sure that they don't lose control of that. by going for those refrags. Probably the right call considering they have the positional advantage right now. Feral hasn't been doing a whole lot of work from Hookah so far, but he, is still there. And gives his team some peace of mind when anchoring downstairs. Of course, there is only one anchor, and oh, he's dead. Slashhawk manages to get him, and Feral will have to drop to replace him. Feral does get one, but now on low HP, he's not going to be able to deny this defuse plant. Easily will get it quite, well, easily. So he plants behind the blue bar. Rogue now post-plant. They have such a strong advantage, and they even have vertical control. There's one playing above. Slash is going to get a Lems, and easily the final kill. Secret will lose out, and that's going to be a 3-3 in the first half. Impressive recovery from Rogue, I have to say. It didn't seem like they had what it took in the first few rounds of this match, but they really managed it in the end. Now the halfway transition, and this is where the paradigm shifts, and things could get very different.
Wisely timed taking that timeout for Rogue as well. Taking a tactical timeout on your very final attack, you might also be able to focus some of it on when you move to defense. They're not able to speak through the second half with their coach, Ranger, so that's something to keep in mind as well, until, or unless, Secret calls a timeout.
I must assume that they planned the Mira during the tactical timeout that they had earlier.
To locate and defuse as many
But,
bombs
not obviously can't say without having heard the comms. Makes sense
Attackers have
though.
discovered the location of a bomb.
Kitchen defense with the Mira, solid. A lot of teams really like having Mira here. It does very much change how you're actually going to defend the site itself, because sometimes Kitchen is played off-site. Like we saw, for example, from Team Secret, they really like playing their Kitchen off-site. Not only using vertical play, but also roams it inside of the lobby, for example, or by the Sunrise Bar to their advantage. With the Mira, you can do a whole lot. You can put them by Sunrise to assist your hold. You can put them in sight, which is more likely when facing towards delivery. To counter, like, for example, the play that Rogue brought out. When Rogue went for the plant just inside of delivery under cover of smoke, if there had been a Mira window, that might not have worked for them. Because it means that, not necessarily because of the window due to its existence, but mostly actually due to the fact that there would be somebody playing the position that the Mira window is. Which would be a direct counter to a plant inside of delivery. Just a simple C4, and that wouldn't have worked for Rogue. But yeah, Secret didn't do that. Rogue are now doing that, and that limits the options for Team Secret.
It's an early exothermic charge going off from Leon Gids here, or at least it sounded like it. There's a bunch of explosions, so we don't know if the exothermic charge actually detonated. That's one of those things where, is it successful? We don't know. We'll find out at some point.
Yeah, hard to tell.
That one's going off. That one is a successful exothermic charge. You can hear it.
Definitely an exothermic charge. Feral's also going to drone out Legion in the main lobby. He could actually get this kill kind of easily. The drop is really loud, so it's hard for him to do it. Slash will get a team kill in order to eliminate Leon. So it looks like easily walked in front of Slash. Happens. That's unfortunate. And even exchange, I guess. Oh, wow. Misstep here from Feral. Poor positioning.
As well, the phone calls, too, that'll try to pin Rogue down. Alems is still up. Could still have some utility as they'll trade bodies. It's 3-3 right now.
Technically,
Alems and Funkers. One.
Technically 3 kills for Slash, too. Despite only having killed 2 enemies.
That's true.
Nice. Can he get a 6K, I wonder?
How do you translate this over? Secret now. That second floor control. Trying to figure out exactly where Rogue is sitting. And they'll reposition. Alem still has a logic bomb left. There's still utility from Meepy as well. So you've still got lots of secondary power here from the Secret lineup. Frag heavy, but also gadget heavy. Smoke's available. No utility from Fonkers. He'll claim one of the Mira windows and open up a passage, or at least a line of sight that Secret can use to their advantage. There's no smokes. The only plant denial is going to come out from C4s, of which there could be still 3 of them left. There goes the last logic bomb, and Alems will throw out his smoke grenades. On in, he's going to plant next to the barrels and wait to see if a C4 is going to go. Meepy catches Slash, and Rogue are pinned down for the time being, but Eclipse a beautiful volley onto Meepy, and as the diffuser goes down for Alems, he vacates the site. All you need to do is wait in the post plan. Eclipse is taking a little bit of damage, but that's about it. They're counter-diffusing right now, and Alems, I think he hears it, but he can't push it. Vonkers will be the savior, and there you go. It's the post plant that works for Secret. They'll regain the lead after Rogue gets stormed back. Well, it's the first defense for Rogue that goes Secret's way on attack.
Really smart plays there from Team Secret. I love that post plant from Alems. Nice attempt at the retake there from Rogue, but they ultimately lost their main denial, and that was the mirror window due to the top floor pressure. Rogue didn't really seem keen on actually... It's weird because they brought a mirror strategy, and yet they didn't roam upstairs much. Usually, if you're going to bring a mirror, you need to hold it to, or like for a little bit above, or have other forms of defense and use the mirror as a bait, which is fine too. But we didn't really see much in the way of denial from Rogue, despite having that mirror window. And that really cost them the round. And they also had roamers by the main lobby, but ineffective. I think it was Eclipse who was doing a good job of denying the crossfire, sure, but he didn't actually assist in denying the plant. If it's just a smoke and a plant that's necessary to win the round, then you need to rethink how you hold that site. And Rogue, I think, are going to do that as they're now going to Billiards.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Great place to go to, and the site that we often see teams start defense on.
Yeah, that's what we saw. Secret start.
No mirror this time. You don't often see a mirror get used here unless you put one up on the wall next to the pool table where the reinforced panel is, right there. There you go.
It's not her best map overall.
No, I mean,
Attacker's objective is
it was for a period of time. A lot of people said defending this map without a mirror was very challenging, back when this was considered the lone attacker favored map. But the way teams use soft destruction now in the main lobby, and the way that you have as a hard destructor a lot of ample opportunities rather, to be able to cut down mirror windows. Hibana seeing particular play. Well, Mira lost her effectiveness. Zolfia came in. She makes Mira so much more challenging on this map alone.
Soft destruction understanding is, I think, what makes Mira crippled the most on this map. Is in the past, whenever a new map comes out, people don't actually know how to play it. And the soft destruction understanding is really low. Once people start to figure out, oh, hey, we can just open above the mirror window right here. They get control of right here. They open up above the mirror window, and then it's useless. So, yeah, I mean, that just comes with the evolution of the map. Pretty standard stuff. Bonker's looking to get control of VIP right now. And he doesn't actually need to... Well, okay, Leon's going to get an early pick there onto Slash. There goes your castle. Leon's just on Repel here on the west window. Good job to him for such an early kill.
They knew that there was somebody playing there as the castle barricade falls, and everybody's just getting in on the action now. It's back to a 2v2, so that Hurricane will actually favor Rogue. Vertical stepping up really big when they need him, leaving Feral in a 1v2. Vertical coming alive, waking up. Oh, he's given a bullet for his troubles, or multiple actually from Feral, and it's Feral versus Easley in a 1v1. To see if the head will pop up above the wall. Feral will give his position away. Keep in mind the ARX in the hands of Nomad has a tiny, tiny magazine. But so does the SMG-11. Easily moves, gives himself away, and he gets baited right in. It's another round for Secret, who continue their march of domination, showing that there's a reason why they picked this map. Not a bad one for Rogue, but so far for Secret. They've been better on attack now twice. Where will Rogue go? Do they stick to hookah, or do they go and gamble on another site? Looks like it'll be back to kitchen for them. Keep in mind, Rogue used their tactical timeout after round 5. So if they end up in free fall, there's nothing they can do to stop it.
What a play there at the end from Feral. Good use of the air jab, and I'm surprised that that managed to go his way, but still an excellent clutch. Individual effort shining through. Secret with a good collapse there onto hookah, but they were punished so much by Vertical. So yeah, Vertical right now proving himself to be one of the best players at this whole tournament. But at the same time, his team overall is staring down elimination right now. Because map 1 already went to Team Secret. They're on the precipice of match point, and that series point as well. That would mean Rogue are done. That's it. it's the same story with all of the matches here today. Just when you lose, well, you're finished. End of story. So, it'd be devastating for Rogue and their fans if that were the case, if that were to happen right now. The way that things are playing out, yeah, just a little bit of an edge here coming in each of these rounds to Team Secret, and it's much the same story as what we saw the first time these teams met in this tournament, to be honest. Even more devastating considering Bank went the way of Secret, which is, you know, not what people expected.
Bank was very much going the way of Secret, if you remember, on Monday until Rogue mounted that comeback. And it was very impressive. They just kept winning round after round after round. They dug deep. Slash in particular, just dropping a staggering number of kills in that map alone, as if he single-handedly did not want to lose that matchup. Obviously a different story here for the time being. This is still within the grasps of Rogue. Keep in mind, Secret's not going to win every single attack. At least that could be famous last words.
Yeah.
You have to expect that Rogue will maybe win one or two, which could close this right away. And there you go. Here's a good start. Tag down Feral. He was so good last round. You won't have him available for this one.
Well, a reminder, I mean, that last round we just watched was a clutch. It was a 1 versus 2 that Feral managed to win, like you said. So... yeah, okay, Secret in the advantage, but just so barely. And there you go, Rogue are adding to the tally here as Alems goes down.
Two of the most important operators for the execute for Team Secret when they were here on round number 7, and they're just gone. They're losing all their peaks, and Rogue are hitting their shots so well. This is sloppiness from Secret and well execution from Rogue to be able to make the most of it. In a 5v2 with 90 seconds left. This is staggering.
It's definitely...
stagger the remaining members of Secret.
It's definitely looking like a 4-5 now suddenly, as Rogue have been denying Secret any real access to this building. The Roamers are the ones getting all the kills right now. They're looking very tip-top. Fonker's outside of delivery, going for an upside-down rappel, seeing if he can get a cheeky kill. No one from Rogue is peeking him yet. Meanwhile, you've got Vertical and Meepy having a little bit of a standoff here. And, yeah, Vertical knows he can just wait it out, and he's doing just that. He's just prone chilling in Projector, using the pixel angle.
No need to go anywhere. Shuttle will claim Fonkers. This might actually be a flawless round. We haven't had a flawless round just yet. If Meepy's able to grab a kill, then there we go. But no, it is a flawless round. From my count, Michael, that's the very first one that we've had between these two teams.
I think you're right.
We'll slowly close that gap. They're only 1 round away from tying it up.
Really good job there to Rogue, and Vertical in particular on that roam upstairs. He did a great job and denying the push in through Master or Penthouse. Now, Rogue have to think about where they want to go now. They haven't been able to successfully defend anything other than Kitchen, as that was their very first successful defense, even though most of the action didn't actually happen on the Kitchen itself. It looks like it'll be a Hookah Billiards defense again. Okay. Now, Rogue didn't win this last time they went here, as I just mentioned. It was a pretty dominant victory for Secret, if I recall. No, sorry. No, that was the clutch. That was the clutch 1 versus 2 from Feral. Yeah. But Secret did look dominant through the round. Like if you take a step back, it was actually Vertical's efforts that forced Feral to have to clutch in the first place. But through the beginning of the round, the middle of the round, it did seem like Secret were getting the control they needed, the frags they needed, the picks, so on and so on. And things were going well for them until Vertical showed up. And then Feral, yeah, the 1 versus 2. Beautifully played from him. Beautifully played from Vertical. And yeah, this is, I think, the contest that a lot of us were hoping for and expecting out of this match, given how close this is right now. And it's definitely a strong contrast to what we saw on Bank. Bank was, I think, just clearly Secret being more prepared for Rogue than Rogue were. I mean, Rogue didn't change much, whereas Secret had all these different pocket strategies. They had all these different, you know, little adjustments made to counter the way that Rogue played on Bank. And here on Coastline, it just seems like both of these teams are down in the dirt, going at each other on a base level.
So we have a hookah defense. It's going to go back and forth, back and forth. Kitchen is locked until the very final round of regulation. And Secret's take will be coming from over on VIP side.
Did Vertical go undroned? because there was a drone that pushed into Hall of Fame, but Vertical didn't move, and the fact that he didn't move suggests that he wasn't actually spotted by the drone.
I don't think Leon's drone saw him. Oh, no, he didn't. There's your answer. And another, but he can't transfer it onto Fonkers. So because of this, there's your entry. Meepy goes down. Fonkers also goes down in HP, but it's Vertical traded out for a gridlock. That's very good for Rogue. That's what you want to do to set the tempo and set the pace here. And in the first minute, one of the best tools that Secret has is now gone.
And that's all off of the fact that the drone that came in, oh, what a shot from Slash. Leon goes down now as well, so Secret, definite disadvantage here as they actually opened up that wall, allowing for the angle to be played by Slash. Good shield placement there from whoever placed it. Was probably Slash or Vertical. And yeah, Rogue find themselves now in a strong lead. But yeah, the drone at the very beginning of the round, because there was one before the one we actually started later, didn't spot the player inside of Hall of Fame. That's poor droning on the side of Secret, and this could have been a very different round if it weren't for that.
Cameras and all, I guess, units of, or rather utility from Maestro now been taken hold of. So that's the,
okay.
That's a nice shot from Alems. Slash can watch his Evil Eye cams, but so too can Secret now, and the bulletproof camera that Shuttle likely has and put down, well, it's also going to be one that's now in favor of Rogue.
Alems has decided for Feral that camera is going to go.
Just in case. Logic Bomb's going to go off, and Fonkers knows he has one target near him. 30 seconds, and the first smoke will go down into the Aqua doorway. There might be another. Who knows? You're going to see some of those flashbangs get tossed out as Fonkers is waiting for the smoke to back up. Not a lot of patience here. Only 20 seconds left. And there you go. Fonkers will light up easily. He gets swung on by the dock. He wins the fight against Shuttle, looking for another, but he doesn't watch the cross. There's Eclipse to be able to take that one in. Feral pushes up as he knows he has to go for frags. Alems is down. It's a 1v2, and Rogue will win it. Eclipse with the C4 tossed out, and then the follow-up, and we have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. The 10th round with 2 more to go. We're looking at overtime with the way these teams have been going.
Some good positioning there from Rogue and some misplay on the side of Team Secret. Fonkers was in a position to simply cut off the rotation, and if he had done that, it could have been a very different result. But he got a little too aggressive, tried to take out the smoke, and that smoke, well, played safe. Meanwhile, the rest of Rogue were playing even safer deep inside of Hookah and by the base hallway, and managed to turn the aggression from Secret into more frags. Smoke cover was not utilized to try and facilitate a plant, and then Rogue managed to take it based on their safe play. Tactical timeout here from Team Secret. They're going to think about their mistakes and think about how they can change the future of this match and see what they can actually change moving forward. Now, so far, we have seen 2 successful defenses from Rogue, both in the last 2 rounds, actually. It's been Kitchen and Hookah, which means they're going to have to go to a new site, something different. Probably the Double Bar, maybe Penthouse.
Those are the only 2 options, so...
Yeah, but probably the Double Bar. I'm saying I'm tiering them here. Probably Double Bar, could be Penthouse. They've got the Mira available. And, oh wow, they're actually, that's interesting. They're going to go to Penthouse without the Mira, unless they 6-pick it, which they might do. Yeah, they are going to do that. Okay, there you go.
You can't go to Penthouse and Theater and not bring a Mira when Mira is available. I think that can be considered gross negligence on behalf of the defenders, unless you don't have a strategy involving it.
Yeah.
Most teams, more likely than not, are going to bring this Mira. Also, the tactical timeout is also going to benefit Rogue here, as they get to use it as well.
Look at that.
Interestingly enough, a 5-to-1 advantage for 1vx situations. The Secret being so much more clutch than Rogue. Thank you very much. Siege GG, of course, giving us these statistics. And we should be having these for the playoffs as well, the quarterfinals, semis, and then the finals over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Spencer or Spleck, thank you. Same person. Now, the reason they 6-picked the Mira is because they didn't want Team Secret to know that it was going to be a penthouse defense. Because when you bring the Mira, you've already defended kitchen and hookah. You can't go to either of those. Then it's pretty certainly going to be penthouse. You could bring Mira on double bar as well, but it's a strong suggestion. So now Secret might not be expecting the penthouse defense. I don't know. A lot of teams just don't go to penthouse anymore. Most will avoid it. So yeah, Rogue might have a small edge here in terms of expectation. But Secret, in terms of lineup, actually are at a disadvantage because they don't have a hard breacher, and this is one of the very few sites where I think a hard breacher plays a huge role. Because you can open up the wall from VIP into penthouse, and well, no hard breacher, that means you can't do that, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's actually kind of strange that you wouldn't see it here when Secret had a hard breacher in the hands of the Thermite. You'd even possibly just run with a Maverick if you really wanted to, but I guess you don't really need it if you find Eclipse first and foremost. Let's get goodbye to the Pulse. Fonkers gets away, but the one thing that Rogue has been very good at here is that even when Rogue has been losing members of their team, they've still been dealing quite a bit of damage to Secret. They're not losing these fights blind. They're not losing these fights wholly. Because this Fonkers is essentially a bullet or two away, and if he tussles with the wrong operator, well, he's all gone. Vertical's in so much trouble. He's got the reinforced panel, and he could possibly get pinched now from Meepy. It's going to be on the big window. They'll find the Jaeger and keep him pinned down. A Lion, a Jackal, and a Dokkaebi. This is not fun for the defenders one bit. Throw in a Nomad, and, well, you're just not going to have a good time. I hope you enjoy never moving ever again. And there you go. A Lems and Meepy getting vertical to move Secret possibly to match point. That's what they're going to need more of. The Maestro's around the corner, and that's 2 ADSs that will catch all of the projectiles. Slash is there to grab Feral, and oh, Shuttle gets another and 2! How do you lose that fight, Secret? Shuttle, a masterful play, and that's going to prompt Leon Gids to swing on in while Meepy just sits on Repel. Like to see if you can do anything as Leon Gids, but Shuttle is just so good! And Rogue, with an exclamation mark on that round, they are now 1 round away from sealing the deal here on Coastline and propelling us to Clubhouse for a 3rd map.
Well, that defense from Rogue was really quite interesting, but the attack from Secret was actually probably the more interesting thing. A lot of what that boils down to is Secret not having the right tools for the job. They did not have a hard destructor to open up the wall between VIP and Penthouse, and when that is the case, what you need to do is force yourself into the bottlenecks and go for the site take, right? Right. So, Secret tried that, and they lost a lot of fights. They, in particular, could not dislodge Shuttle from 90, which is so strange. That's a really... Typically, that's an easy thing to do. A lot of teams will, get 90 control on attack. Using that control, they will then start to open up VIP wall. Again, that's not possible, but you can cut off rotation as well outside of Projector and isolate the defenders within Projector, which is very claustrophobic for the defense to be there. But thanks to the efforts of Shuttle playing on 90 with the Maestro, he didn't let that happen. Did a great job on individual effort, really standing above and beyond to hold on to that position. And Secret really couldn't recover from that because they invested so much manpower in it. Now, Rogue are going to go to Kitchen for what could be the last round of this map, what certainly will be the last round of regulation, and then we'll see what happens when we get to OT, if we get to OT. Or possibly map number 3. If we do get to map number 3, it will be Clubhouse. And Clubhouse, in the last series these teams played against each other, which was just 2 matches prior, will be was won by Secret 7-4.
It'll be exciting to see Clubhouse and the way it gets played. 3 viable sites. Oh, Slash running out. The Pulse taking chances, almost catches Meepy, but the 3 armor just lives to see the day. This is what I said last round. Rogue have been getting early pushes onto Team Secret members, and even if they don't win them, they're still taking a huge chunk of HP away. And Meepy, even though he is at 3 armor, he's going to be a little bit more vulnerable. But Secret just decide to walk on in. Whoa. That's a nice shot. Fonkers and Farrell are there, and it looks like we might have overtime as it's a 1v4 with Rogue relying solely on Shuttle, getting tracked by Jackal as the last member. That's never a fun spot to be in. Alems with the diffuser in hand. It's a successful plant for Secret. Shuttle will get 1, but that's all that he will get. It's 6-6, and we will indeed need overtime between these two teams. Both tactical timeouts used, and Secret has another opportunity to put this entire series away, and Rogue will look to cling to a third map.
Okay, so great job to Secret seizing upon the opportunity, but the real mistake made is on the side of Rogue where they left that opportunity available. The thing that happened there is that Rogue didn't have sufficient information gathering by the Sunrise bar. Why? You can either roam by Sunrise, which many teams will do on a kitchen defense, and then actually have, you know, a barrier, a line between you, the defenders, the anchors, and what just happened. Or you can maybe put a Valkyrie cam or something like that. I mean, I guess in this case, Valkyrie is, I believe, banned? I'm wrong. Yeah, Valkyrie's banned. So maybe an Evil Eye or some barbed wire, you know, some layers of defense by Sunrise Bar that are gonna give you prompt to what, again, just happened. But Rogue either had none of that or they didn't pay heed to it, and Secret just walked in sight. I mean, that's the extent of it.
It's a beautiful shot as well from Fonkers.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
That was a gorgeous shot. There was about a centimeter or two of the head of what I think was the Jaeger that was playing up.
Yes, it was.
I believe so. Sorry, I just leaned back and it made it sound like I was dying.
Are you dying?
I'm stretching.
Attackers objective is to locate a bomb.
Friendly reminder to everybody watching this, get up and stretch, move around. You don't want to sit in a chair. That's how you get blood clots. You don't want blood clots because those things will kill you.
They,
So get up, walk around, stretch your legs.
We'll do
If you have a
that.
standing desk, stand. Get up right now, do some Zumba, jumping jacks.
What's,
You hear that? I guess you could say you need to rise up, gamers.
okay. I don't know that one either, sorry.
Attackers have located a bomb.
You gotta get a reference. What ones?
I've gotten one of your references before.
I think that was it.
No.
Anyway. Oh.
There goes one of the defenders.
Slash cannot collect the kill on
Did
a
it.
Feral. There you go, finally. It's traded off, though, as Eclipse goes down to Leon Kids. So, well, both teams will get 1 pick. That's important.
So it was the Jackal in exchange for the Pulse. I would take that. Oh, what a shot from Leon! Down goes Vertical. And Secret 1 man up now. A lot of damage done to Leon, and there's no dock, so he's just going to play by that cocktail bar. And he still has, I believe, some gas canisters, so he has utility use. And there goes this first, actually. This has been a very fast round so far, and look at Alems peeking from Sunrise Bar window, and he's going to take down Slash on the West Window Rappel. This is a back-and-forth round, but suddenly Secret have taken control. Upside down Rappel, though, for Shuttle is going to take down Meepy, who is playing the angle between the bomb chassis and the hookah bar. Rogue just barely managing to bring themselves into this, and Leon is on low HP, so this is still possible for the attackers. Gas canisters mostly expended. He should have 1 more left.
Swapping!
If you're Secret, you just wait. Just wait. Let them come to you. Easily holds the diffuser, so if you press the time enough and he goes to plant, all you need to do is engage in a 1v3 against Shuttle. You've still got plant denial at your disposal. You've got 2 Maestro cameras up, presumably, as long as they haven't been taken out, and none of the explosives from Easily have been used. I stand corrected. There go both of them to try and open up pink to see if somebody's playing there. But they have to bring the fight to your doorstep. 45 seconds left, with Secret having an advantage, and Alems knows there's somebody there. But he makes the call to push on up towards the safety of the barricade. Down goes Shuttle, and it's easily in a 1v3 on Cool Vibe stairs. Everybody's disoriented, but there's a couple different sites that will be trained on it. Amidst the smoke, Easily will linger. Might see the head of the Jaeger if he jiggle peeks. Warning shots, and he's going to cross right into Alem's line of sight, at which point Secret swings out. The Bailiff comes out. In fact, it's the sidearm kill for Secret. They'll go back to match point.
What a win there for Secret, and it was a close one. Rogue almost managed to swing that back into their favor, but not the case. Overtime, match point, series point. If Rogue lose this, they're out. Team Secret will move forward into the playoffs, and they will be happy about winning the rematch of this tournament. The solo, or the single rematch that will happen in the group stage. Well, I guess at all. Now, we'll see what happens as we go to Kitchen. Again, potentially the last site here to be defended. A 6-pick from a smoke into a mute here from Easily. That's interesting, actually, because Rogue suffered from the same thing that we saw Secret suffer from when defending the Kitchen. Not a whole lot of anti-plant by delivery, and there is an Evil Eye. It just plays by slash on the B-bomb chassis. That can deny it, sure, but that can also be destroyed. Less counter-plant without the smoke.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
The mute as well if you want to try to hold off Secret's rush. What happened on Kitchen last time around? They stormed the gates. That was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you mute jammers down, becomes more difficult for Secret to be able to find out where you are. You also don't need the smoke, as you noted, because if there is going to be a rush, a smoke is not going to do that much to stop people. They can just sprint right through it, unless there's barbed wire or goo mines or something in that capacity.
On this side in particular, I would make the argument for the smoke for one reason, and that is that the gas canisters have longer range than the C4s.
That's true.
That's
very true.
Because like it's so hard for the defenders to always maintain a position close enough for the C4 to be useful enough to deny the plant. Just on this site, on some others it's not the case, but especially here by delivery, sometimes the C4 just can't reach its target. We've seen that. We saw that again. We saw it a couple times for both Rogue and Secret when they were defending Kitchen.
Secret's not going to be as quick to the punch this time as they were in the previous round. They'll take their time, and they're all spread out, in fact. Lems immediately loses his drone, so he knows there's somebody in and around Sunrise. Wise to not take that engagement. He peels off. Doesn't necessarily want to overcommit to a fight that could end up being quite costly. These mutes are really getting under the skin of Secret, and well, Eclipse will too. Lems knew there was somebody in Sunrise, so he rotated right into the waiting arms of Eclipse, who's prone with a punch hole. Oh, this is so close. But Eclipse knows it's time to leave, and he'll get out as fast as he humanly can. Elude some of that safe harbor, and he gets caught by Fonkers, who's not able to do all of it. He'll shoot up the legs of Eclipse, and he's downed him. I don't know if Fonkers is aware of this, but he's worried about possibly getting pressured from somebody else as he deals some damage from his own explosive.
I think he hit a bottle on the bar. That's really unfortunate for Fonkers, but he knows he's down his target.
So they'll have to collect the kill onto Eclipse at some point. That makes this a 4v4. With half of the round being expended, that's good position for Rogue. There is another round that awaits us if Rogue is successful here, as Eclipse lies bleeding out. He won't be there for much longer. There's no Rook armor, which prolongs the inevitable. So he'll be gone in a matter of moments.
Oh, the head of Slash is dealt away with by Leon Gids. What a shot, and what a static target.
I actually don't know if Fonkers is aware that he has downed Eclipse.
He might not be, but he's going to bleed out anyway.
At this point, Eclipse should be literally a second or two away from death. I'm surprised he's lasted this long. It's been about 30 seconds. There you go, Eclipse is taken out. He'll finally bleed out and finished off. Fonkers has now moved up, vertical taking out Leon Gids, and there goes some of the anti-flank work with the air jabs going down. It's a 3v3. Meepy will find one of the goo mines, and he's very worried about getting pushed, so he'll get out of there. I know there's somebody inside a courtyard, and that's Feral to swing on in. The body from bathroom is Easily, and there it is. It's Secret advancing to the playoffs. We'll see you on Friday, lads. It's coming home, I guess. Not for Rogue, it's not. The first North American squad of the day is eliminated, and yet another team from EU will make it. For those that are counting, that's 5 European squads and 1 North American squad. 4 European squads, 1 North American squad. That is